Hello and welcome to this video on how to effectively read and interpret scientific literature. Now, scientific literature is going to play an important part in your ability to take relevant information from my site and apply it to your own personal study. It can be intimidating, especially if you've never done it before. They can be dense and difficult to understand. Advanced terminology and abbreviations can make you feel like you aren't able to read it yourself. This walkthrough is going to go over what to expect from a paper. So what each of the sections are about, what you can expect from them, and I'll go over how I read them to get the most information I can out of each one. Enjoy! So let's start with the breakdown of each of the components of a typical scientific article. The abstract is a brief summary of the paper that gives you an overview of the research question, the methods used, as well as the main findings. It's typically at the beginning of the paper, about 200 to 300 words long. The introduction provides more detailed information about the research question and why the study was conducted. It should give you a clear understanding of the motivation for the study and how it fits into the broader context of the field. The methods section provides a detailed account of how the study was conducted, including the sample size, the type of data collected, and the statistical analysis used. It should provide enough information for others to replicate the study, and this includes dosing. The results section present the findings of the study and should be organized in a logical manner. It should provide a detailed account of the numerical data collected and the statistical analysis used, but should not include any interpretation of the results. Expect numbers here, along with graphs and charts. The discussion is where the authors interpret the results of the study and place them in the context of the broader literature. It's typically written in a more reader-friendly style and is a good place to get a detailed understanding of the main findings of the study. The conclusion is a brief summary of the main findings and their implications. It should provide a clear and concise summary of the main points of the paper and highlight the contributions of the study to the field. It may also go into the potential future studies to cover newfound material. The references section lists all the sources cited in the paper and provides the necessary information for readers to locate the original sources. It's a great place to find new authors and new titles to research similar material. So now I'd like to talk about my personal order of operations in reading articles and how I break down each study that I read. The first thing I'm reading is the abstract. So I'm getting a quick synopsis on what they're talking about. Is it something that I'm interested in? And what did they end up finding at the end? Then to the introduction. So this is more extensive background information. It lists relevant abbreviations and acronyms. Why are they doing this? What are their motivations? And it gives a lot of great citations and references that you can branch into later. From the introduction, I'm going straight down to the discussion. So this is going to be a more descriptive and useful breakdown of what this paper found. What did they do? What did they think about it? And then it gives context for all of the numbers, charts, and graphs that they'll refer to in the results section. So the results is where the data is kept, but without the context of the discussion, it's a little bit harder to interpret. So start with the discussion. It will reference results, charts, graphs, numbers, etc. Come back to the results after you read the discussion to help you visualize things that they're talking about in the discussion. The methods usually isn't too useful for the recreational reader just because it goes into very specific technical measurements, terms, equipment that they used. Mostly for what we're reading for, it gives pertinent dosing and dietary parameters from the study. So checking out what the authors thought about what they found, how they summarized, and where they think it will lead. And then references. And while it may not look like there's a whole lot to it, there is a lot of really great information here. All the outside resources that the author used to build the paper, you can use to branch off into either new directions or more papers on the same topic that you can gain more information from.